Namaste. Today I want to talk to you about a very important issue. The Law Commission of India, in a letter dated October 7, 2016, made an appeal to all the citizens of India to share their views on whether we as a nation should have a uniform civil code or not. They formulated a set of 16 questions which need to be answered and sent across to the Law Commission via email or normal post. I will share the link to the questions raised by the Law Commission as well as their email ID and the postal address in the description section of this podcast. The link to the questionnaire is thanks to my friend Ashutosh on Twitter. You can follow him on Twitter at Muglikar_. I repeat, it is at Muglikar_. Why does he have an underscore at the end of his Twitter handle is something you'll have to ask him. I haven't figured that one out. Anyways, back to the main point. So this whole exercise of the Law Commission of India is because of the current court case going on in the Supreme Court of India, where the All India Muslim Personal Law Board is fighting against a petition filed by Shaira Bano from Uttarakhand, who has challenged Triple Talaq, Polygamy and Nikah Halala as unconstitutional. The government in its reply has unequivocally opposed the concept of Triple Talaq as something which violates the fundamental rights as enshrined in the Constitution and said it did not form a part of the essential religious practices in Islam. This brings us to the larger issue. The total population of Muslims in India, as per the consensus report of 2011, is 17.22 crores. Want me to be even more precise? Well, the actual number is 17 crores 22 lakhs 45,158. Out of this, 8 crores 39 lakhs 71,213 are women. Now this brings me to the moot point. How many out of these 8 crore plus women do you think are suffering because of a horrendous medieval barbaric system like Sharia? I once again repeat that there are 8 crore plus Muslim women in India. Now let me share some more facts with you. A survey was conducted in 2013 by the Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan. I'm sharing the details of that survey, which was shared in issue number 51 of the Economic and Political Weekly. Please fasten your seatbelts. Out of the 4,710 women surveyed, 78.7% of them are homemakers. Of the women surveyed, 15.5% were married below the age of 15 years and 39.8% were married between the ages of 15 to 18 years. If we add up these numbers, it means that a staggering 55.3% of these Muslim women were married before the age of 18 years. These figures show that a large number of Muslim women are getting married and most probably starting a family at a time when women from other communities are getting ready for higher education. And this is not the end. Here are some more facts for you. 53.2% of the surveyed women have faced domestic violence. Yes, 53.2%, my dear friends. 91.7% of the women were against polygamy, saying that a Muslim man should not be allowed to have another wife during the subsistence of the first marriage. Of the 525 divorced women of this study, 65.9% were divorced orally and 78% women were divorced unilaterally. 92.1% women wanted a total ban on oral unilateral divorce. 93% women wanted arbitration process to be mandatory before divorce and 72.3% wanted the arbitration process to last between 3 to 6 months. 95.6% wanted ex-husbands to pay for children's maintenance even if they were in the wife's custody. Now ask yourself this question. Is this fair? I could go on and on and on with this process of sharing facts, but all it will do is make you depressed. But can we ignore this reality? Facts have no feelings, my friends. Facts are simply facts. If we take the percentages of this survey and apply them to the larger population of the Muslim women in India, it means approximately 4.64 crore Indian Muslim women get married under the age of 18. If you use the percentages shared in all the other criteria and do the basic math with the total number of Muslim women, you will realize the gravity of this situation. Muslim women in India are under siege. They are victims of this medieval, barbaric, rubbish system of Sharia which is destroying their lives. Do one thing. I'm sure all of you must have friends who are doctors or must be having friends whose friends are doctors. Ask them what percentage of their patients are Muslims. Do it. Don't shy away. Also, ask them within that group of Muslims how many are women and how many are men. The answers will scare you even more. The sad reality of our country is that hardly anyone in the mainstream media or in the larger political system of India wants to talk about this tragedy. If someone talks about it, that person is shut down by using labels like, oh, you're a Hindutvavadi, oh, you're a fascist, oh, you're anti-Muslim, etc., etc. But tell me, how can caring for a huge number of Indians make one fascist? Are liberals in India saying that people who care for the upliftment of Muslim women in India are fascists? Well, then I'd rather be a fascist. And I'm not saying that women of other religions don't suffer in India. They do. And I care for them too. But if we did an honest statistical analysis of their numbers, we will realize that the state of affairs amongst Muslim women are extremely scary. In fact, I would state that the government of India must look at these issues as a separate subject by itself. Indian liberals and all the left-leaning political outfits of India have betrayed Muslim women. They have betrayed them, and it is because of them that they are in this horrible state of affairs. I would end my podcast by saying this. If you don't support the Uniform Civil Code, then you are a sexist, misogynistic human being who wants to suppress 8 crore plus Muslim women in India. I support the Uniform Civil Code. I want Muslim women in India to be set free from Triple Talaq and Polygamy. You are a crappy human being if you think divorcing women over Skype or by telegrams is fine. You deserve to be shamed publicly. Muslim women in India have suffered because of this medieval barbarism. I want them to enjoy the freedoms of the 21st century. Also, why don't Indian leftists who look at everything through the prism of victimhood and oppression see Muslim women as victims of this medieval barbarism? Do Indian leftists want Muslim women to suffer forever? When it comes to reform in Muslim societies, why do Indian leftists go into a Maunvrat? Aren't Muslim women entitled to their freedoms? And where are the great vehicles of our social change, the stand-up comics of India? Can't they even satirize this nonsense in India? Is everything in India going to be seen through the prism of politics? Has everything come down to such cheap nonsense? Which Western democracy has this rubbish? Why don't left liberals push this government to remove this along with the right? Are left-leaning political parties in India scared that if Muslim women are set free from this medieval nonsense, they might vote for BJP? And if they do, who cares? Is everything in this country going to be seen through the prism of vote bank politics? If you are an Indian, if you think that you are a modern, secular, liberal Indian, you will speak up against this medieval nonsense. We live in the 21st century and deserve to be governed by 21st century laws. To hell with the mullahs who want to be stuck in a time warp. To hell with the left-leaning political parties who want Muslim women to suffer. I request each and every Indian to stand up and speak against Triple Talaq and Polygamy. Don't shy away. If you are a decent human being, you will speak up against this. And if you don't, then shame on you. Cheers.